Drop the gun! Show me your hands!
We're going to compare the cities of St. Paul and Minneapolis, Minnesota, each separated by the Mississippi River. With a population of 418,000 people, Minneapolis is the 46th largest city in America. Its population has declined by over 100,000 from its peak in the 1950s, and while the city was making a comeback in the early 2000s, the Summer of Love 2020 quickly sent people packing, and the population is declining by more than 10,000 people a year. With a slightly smaller population, just under 300,000, St. Paul is the 67th largest city in America, and like Minneapolis, the Summer of Love caused many people to flee at a high rate. Since 2020, the city is losing over 11,000 people each year. Minneapolis covers 54 square miles, and St. Paul is nearly as large at 52 square miles. Where the two differ greatly is the population density. Minneapolis has 7,742 people per square mile, whereas St. Paul is only 5,768 per square mile. Although both cities have their fair share of crime, statistically, Minneapolis is far worse, with a murder rate nearly twice as high, rating higher in all areas except forced sexual attacks. But St. Paul isn't far behind when it comes to thefts. Your odds of becoming a victim of a property crime in either city is about the same. But as for violent crime, Minneapolis is 1 in 79, and St. Paul ranks much better at 1 in 129. The average home value in Minneapolis is just over $327,000, and the average home value in St. Paul is $286,000. The cost of living in both cities is comparable, with St. Paul taking the edge due to lower housing and utility costs. As far as schools go, the Minnesota state average for reading is 51%, and for math it's 45%, and the state high school graduation rate is 83%. In conclusion, Minneapolis is larger, has a higher population density, housing is more expensive, and has a much higher violent crime rate. But both cities have a comparable cost of living, property crime rates, and quickly declining populations.